Let's do it.
Yeah, hey, this is boy Papa Duck, you already know my nigga. Shape on the beat, hey, y'all already motherfucking know what it is. Hey, flex, not bullshit.
We all know that the police is participating and the FBI is participating, and along with other law enforcement, in triggering these riots. You know what I'm saying? I've read about this shit for so long. I'm quite sure other people have too. And it shows that there are law enforcement actually vandalizing buildings and persuading these riots, all because they want to bring in martial law. This is the way the government works. The devil always, made people believe that they didn't exist, but hey, here it is. And I want y'all to check out this video. Definitely very informative, not just about martial law, but about a lot of other things too. And I'm telling you, please pay close attention. Let's do it.
Think of an aspect of your life that dictates the limits of your freedom. Government and law enforcement, insurance and pharmaceutical companies, taxes, building permits, driver's licenses, and more. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of stipulations, regulations, and boundaries on our freedom. And out of the ones that were just mentioned, how many have you researched to find out whether they apply to you or not? Let's look at the forms of law that we currently acquiesce to. Mentioned. A common misconception among people is that any rule or regulation that governs them falls under one category: law. But there are many other forms of law that people abide by without realizing that they simply do not apply to them. Another misconception is that a nation's constitution gives us our rights. A constitution does nothing more than list the rights that we already have. We are born with inalienable rights, endowed to us by our Creator. They are not given to us, and they cannot be given away. The most a person can do with a right is choose whether to exercise it or not. Maritime admiralty law is what's known as the law of the water. It is superseded by civil law and only applies to those who willingly contract themselves into it. The definition of admiralty law is a body of private international law governing the relationships between private entities which operate vessels on the oceans. Let's look at how and why a form of law that is fashioned to govern corporations, businesses, and vessels has imposed its rule over natural human beings.
GoGuardian Teacher provides a digital
This is all done through a form of word magic. A simple perversion of language has made it possible to convince people around the world that these alternative laws apply to them. One of the predominant beliefs in modern culture is that licenses, permits, registrations, and other forms of documentation are required to operate motor vehicles, use public roads, build structures and establishments, engage in free enterprise, and much more. Sadly, these beliefs are based on little to no investigation whatsoever, and are false. This belief structure is perpetuated by maritime admiralty law. This form of law was originally created to govern ships docking in foreign nations for the import or export of products and resources. It deals with banking and merchant affairs, not civil affairs. When a product is taken off of a ship and brought into a foreign land, that nation takes custody of the resource and accounts for it with a certificate. That certificate marks the birth date of that product in the custody of the respective nation. Think of why it is supposedly required to have a certificate of live birth in the first place. The Barron's Dictionary of Banking Terms defines a certificate as a paper establishing an ownership claim. So right there, we notice that everyone with a birth certificate is defined as being owned. People are used as collateral with other nations because the U.S. is bankrupt. The United States declared bankruptcy on March 9th of 1933. At this point, the U.S. began taking out loans from a private, non-government affiliated corporation called the Federal Reserve. With no money to pay back the loans, the United States began using the citizens as collateral. All birth and marriage certificates are literally warehouse receipts. Just look at the similarities of warehouse receipts and birth certificates. Both document the date of issue, a serial number, registration number or receipt number, a description of the product, and an authorized informant to notify the appropriate government agency. With all of this information being readily available, the majority of people are unaware of their involvement with maritime admiralty law. This is possible through the manipulation of language. This admiralty law changed the meaning of the word person from a natural living person to a corporation. Driver's licenses, vehicle registrations, auto insurance forms, building permits, gun permits, work permits, tax filing documents, birth and death certificates, traffic citations, and many other forms of documentation that were once believed to be absolutely necessary only applied to persons or corporations. Upon signing such a legal document, you are indirectly waiving your rights under the Constitution and lowering your status to that of a corporation that is created with the same exact name as you. The only way to reconcile your true name from the name of the corporation is to take notice that the corporation has its name in all capital letters. This is known as capitis diminutia maxima. You may take notice that your driver's license, birth certificate, social security card, insurance cards, and more use all capital letters to legally represent the corporation with your name, not you. The corporation is known as an artificial person, whereas you, the human being, are known as a natural person. This deception goes even deeper when it comes to the courts that we attend. When showing up to court, you will notice that there are seats for witnesses behind a wooden fence or barrier. The defendant must cross through the entrance to the other side of the barrier where the plaintiff and judge sit. This act symbolizes the boarding of a ship. At this time, business can be conducted in maritime admiralty law. The judge, acting as captain or banker, is responsible for settling the balance between the two sides. This is why there is always a monetary value involved in any court case. The captain is simply dealing with banking and merchant disputes. Once the balance is paid, the case is closed. To turn the court case away from admiralty law where your rights are not protected, you must avoid agreeing to represent the artificial person. This is done by stating that you are the natural person. You don't have a first or last name because those imply corporate title. In a court case, you may state that the court takes judicial notice of your honor's oath of office. Every judge must take an oath of office to practice law, yet you must make it clear to the court and the jury that the judge is acting as judge and not banker. Remember that you are a natural human being of the earth. You are not governed by anything but your own consciousness. Laws are created within a society. The society that created the laws we see being enforced today is called the Law Society. Yet the most beautiful part of this entire deception is the fact that we are not part of the Law Society, so their laws do not apply to us.
Judges, lawyers, and law enforcement officers, they're all part of a society. Within that society, they've created their own language that's deceptively similar to English. They have these little things called statutes, acts, and regulations that seem like laws, but they really only apply to those within their society. So that basically means all the traffic violations, minimum age requirements, and everything except for damage to another person or their property doesn't really apply to the natural person.
Laws only apply to those within the Law Society. The game being played is an illusion. You can simply choose to open your eyes and reclaim the freedom that you were born with, bound by nothing but the limits of your imagination. These are just a few examples of assuring that your rights are being protected. By far, the most important line of defense against this deception is to be aware of the perversion of language, and be absolutely aware of how you form your beliefs and concepts.
And it's your girl to talk with Tiny. And you know what? I've been like yelling. Y'all already know. But anyhow, I have some little sketches here that I would just like to just put out in the universe. Just because I think it's time that we start taking heed to this shit. So the other day, I had some words, and I could have sworn I had got the video. You know what, though? I want to go and get this real quick. Let me go over here real quick and get this real quick. Because I want to listen to this. Let's listen to this first. This is so dope. I love it.
Hidden Son, Liquor, Biblical Prophet. He's in that 312. So you got to know what to look for in these movies. And I'm just randomly moving around. Holy Grail, Ark Park, X Ark, turned upside down. Remember the X Ark turned upside down. I had to turn this picture upside down to get that because it was turned the other way. And I put Chicago. Jahi's the Royal Ark. So the X Ark turned. Okay. What type of gun? 5 shots. It's in the DNA. The new King David, Archangel Gabriel. Jahi's a twin. 5 shots, the line of Jesus. And the line of Jesus means those who can absorb radiation. Okay. Jahi Johnson, 5 shots. King David is in Chicago. Oh, wow. Ark of the Covenant. Okay. So I'm going to show you everything you guys been wondering about. We're going to break down the COVID-19, the 5G, all that stuff. Second David shot 5 times. King David, twin, Jahi Johnson, sacred blood of Jesus Christ, children of Israel out here. You can't shake your frequency, man. Okay? You cannot shake your frequency. 5 shots. Couldn't drop me. I took it and smiled. Tupac psyop. I ain't never met somebody with 5 shots that didn't have bullet wounds. And I knew already in the door when I saw that happen a couple years back, man. It was about David blood, Archangel's bloodline. Should have put a apostrophe, I think. Now, next King David of Israel, Jahi Johnson. The Corona 5G blocks reincarnation. Tupac Shakur, new King David, Jahi. Absolutely. Okay. The Corona 5G. You heard me. The Crown 5G. Corona, Crown. David's 50 niggas in the middle, his tattoo. David's archangel. Come on, somebody. Facts.
A lot of people, you feel me? A lot of space that they can't do.
What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's crack-a-lackin'? What's poppin'? What's crack-a-lackin'? What's poppin'? What's crack-a-lackin'? How y'all doing, y'all? Today we're gonna be talking about some great, wonderful topics. Fucking sick and tired of these motherfucking Karens, and Beckys. Okay? What's poppin', y'all? Shit is dope. That's live. It's me, your girl, Talk with Tiny. You already know I'm in full effect. And I know motherfucking there's no filters, no holds bars. So if you a sensitive ass mofo, keep it push on. Because I don't sympathize fuckery. And I don't play with you motherfuckers out here. No shit. Now listen, let's get into this motherfucking shit right now about these damn Karens and Beckys. Now let me tell you something. Y'all know when I put shit in the air, it never comes back void. You feel me? Never come back void. Now, my thing today is how many more Beckys and motherfucking Karens are gonna come through and try to make a black man's life miserably, fucking horribly, more fucked up than we already are in the hood. Now listen, for the record, you motherfucking white hunky ass bitches want to stand in front of our brothers and sisters' cars, okay, and talk about something. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Bitch, if you don't move your motherfucking ass out the way. See, now listen, first thing you want to hear is a motherfucker tell you they gonna beat your fucking ass. Cause that's what you want. You want your ass beat. Bitch, why you want your ass beat by a black brother so bad? So you could call your hunkies to the rescue? See, them days soon shall pass. Them days are fading away like shadows. There will come a point in time where you won't be able to do a motherfucking thing to us. You feel me? And it is what it is. I don't give a fuck how many agents, how many Toms, how many fucking bots you walk by, how many fucking Trump motherfuckers, supporters you walk by. It don't matter. That shit does not matter. And let me tell you something, Trump, you bitch ass motherfucker. And fuck you. And fuck motherfucking Candace. Fuck that. Fuck that bitch. Straight up and down like that. Fuck you, Trump, and fuck Candace Owens, that stupid ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? She thinks she talking for us, bitch. What that bitch say? And then you go and you make it, you top it off. See, we know that bitch is a clone like you. So whatever you say and whatever she say, it does not even really matter. Now for all the brothers out there that keep being harassed by motherfucking Beckys and Karens, I think it's time you start calling your sisters, you know, to come and whip their fucking asses. How about that?
You better go back to where you're from.
You just walked into it. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you deserved it, in my opinion. Yeah, you pushed her and she smacked you. That was self-defense on her part.
Oh, she grabbed me.
Nope.
They beating up this woman. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, y'all, stop me. That's Brandy, girl.
Hurricane Maria has made landfall in Puerto Rico as a very strong Category 4 storm.
Hurricane Maria has made landfall on Puerto Rico.
but they never done come. Yeah, and took our trust. It's been winning, but the lovers ain't done. Yeah, not on my watch. Yeah, if that took all my rights away. Yeah, if that telling me how to pray. Yeah, if that won't let us demonstrate. Yeah, wrong. We are the lions. We are the chosen. We gonna shine out the dark. We are the movement. This generation. You better know who we are.
A day.
An assault from behind
Workers
in
thought they'd have
Seattle.
been done by now, but they've been told to keep going.
The arrest in Charleston of a man peacefully trying to reason with officers. And police in LA driving into protesters, to name but a few examples. For the
Brazil's
incident that
President
sparked
Jair
all this,
Bolsonaro
3
is still
officers have now
dismissing
been
this
charged
pandemic
with
as a light
aiding and
flu.
abetting murder.
You can't do that. You can't do it. Well, what's your name? Hey. Hey.
Okay, you need to
What's your name and your badge number? Watch out! What's your name and your badge number? What's your name and your badge number?
Lincoln 691.
Okay, and what's your name and badge number, ma'am? Whoa, you're touching me. You're touching me.
Hey,
You can't do this. Yeah, go get him. You can't do this. Look at that.
hey, stop. Hey, look.
You're doing this to a minor. Remember, you guys are doing this to a minor. Remember that. You guys are doing this to a minor.
Not helping the situation.
It doesn't matter. You guys are doing it.
Just to know the hidden ones, the hidden information is coming to.
Any question?
Yeah, Tommy, talk to Tommy.
Hello.
Are you there?
Hi, Lily. How are you? Hi, John. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm from the USA. Hello, chat. How are you? I'm from the USA. It's a pleasure to meet you all and to be with you in spirit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come in and put my 3 cents in, and I just want to just let you know that we are one, and we are in full effect. From the diaspora.
Control and does greater harm to their organs. Puerto Ricans have higher rates of asthma, and black boys are 3 times as likely to die of asthma as their white counterparts.
It is a chilling sight, a mass grave, rows of coffins as burials.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And I'm
me.
taking pictures and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the Ramble, and there is a man, African American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
And the reason why that hasn't happened is that they're most unlikely to meet him.
Am I the only one who is not a sociopath? To think that this is okay? Nobody's listened to anybody's lungs as long as I've been here. Even with disposable stethoscopes. I keep telling them that, the guys are like, my patient's going acidotic. We need to do something about this before his kidneys shut down. Give him some bicarb or something like that. And this is what they do. They let the patient's blood get acidotic. So anyways, kidneys shut down, and at the last minute, they finally decide to run bicarb. So they run 5 liters of bicarb into a person who's gained 20 pounds of water weight and completely throw him into heart failure, and he dies several hours later. COVID didn't kill that guy. I mean, he was a COVID patient. I mean, every single patient I've taken care of, guys, is a COVID patient. What I need is someone to help me save these people from being killed, from gross negligence and complete medical mismanagement. And no one is listening to me.
Listen, I don't mean to upset any of the Christians here. I come from a Christian home, a background, you know, we're serious Catholics. My mom has got a big shrine in our house. All right? So I know what I'm talking about. But in coming into revolutionary consciousness, you begin to ask yourself questions. You begin to free your mind. If we want to get free, because there's some of us who don't want to get free. I must tell you that. There are lots of, no, they want to be a bit more comfortable. They want to have access to the same privileges that white people have. Not understanding that Europeans had to steal our resources and murder our people before accessing those privileges.
In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on?
What are you gonna do? Okay, wait. What are you gonna do now?
Ma'am, we need to take this vehicle in and we need to check all these people's documentation if they're legal in South Africa.
Yeah. So, and we are civil ngesingesi.
Huh? Do you still have his license?
No.
Yeah. Okay, what's gonna happen now, ma'am? You say the car's on your name. Okay, we need to verify your documentation if you're all legal in South Africa. So we're gonna take you to SAPS here at Langlaagte, where we're gonna verify everything. Okay.
There we go. Breathe.
It's like slavery all over. It's slavery all over. Oh, but it's different now because guess what the Chinese are doing? They're adding a little twist. They're building military bases and police stations everywhere they set up shop. I'm going to be interviewed by DJ Booty Magazine next week. They contacted me last night. They want to interview me because DJ
going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And they shall afflict them 400 years. And they shall afflict them 400 years.
Is the story of what happened starting in 1619 and has continued for the last 400 years in America, 400 years in America, 400 years in America.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with their great substance.
Of the enormous contributions, sacrifices that have been made by African Americans.
Let me put it this way, that from a very literal point of view, the harbors and the ports and the railroads of the country, the economy, especially of the southern states, could not conceivably be what it has become if they had not had, and do not still have indeed, and for so long, so many generations, cheap labor. I am stating very seriously, and this is not an overstatement, that I picked the cotton, and I carried it to market, and I built the railroads under someone else's whip for nothing. For nothing. The Southern oligarchy, which has until today so much power in Washington, and therefore some power in the world, was created by my labor and my sweat, and the violation of my women and the murder of my children. This, in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And no one can challenge that statement. It is a matter of historical record.
Newark, New Jersey became a city of race riots, violence, looting, and hate. For 5 days, it was a battleground and a looter's paradise. Colored citizens clashed with police, National Guardsmen, and state troopers. 24 people were killed and 1,200 injured. Nearly half the city was in the grip of terror. The Newark flare-ups sparked similar riots in other American centers, with hatred near danger point between white and black extremist groups. In Newark, there was an uneasy tension, punctuated by minor outbreaks of violence after 5 days of bloody fighting. From rooftops and windows, snipers pick their targets. The toll of dead and injured tells its own tragic story. Damage runs into millions of dollars.
Shout out to Rap the News for this one right here. It's one of my favorite ones today, Rap, and I love you.
Officers exhibited extraordinary restraint. Officers exhibited extraordinary restraint. Officers exhibited extraordinary restraint. Fired shots at officers, and now we have 4 in the hospital. But thankfully, and thank God, they're alive. They're alive. But
I want to help you, but I
But you why do we? But you why do we?
After review of that footage, Chief Shields and I have made the determination that 2 of the officers involved in the incident last night will be terminated immediately. The other 3 officers are right now on desk duty, pending further determination of what, if any, appropriate action, disciplinary action should be taken.
Overwhelmingly positive responses. Overwhelmingly positive responses. But I read in the papers all week, we all read in the papers, that in the black community, mothers are worried about their children getting home from school without being killed by a cop. What world are we living in? That doesn't happen.
Guys, get on the ground. Keep your hands out. Hey, come over here. Keep your hands where I can see them and get on the ground. Get on the ground. We'll give you directions, okay? Just follow our directions and we'll be alright, okay?
But y'all gotta understand.
I understand, but you have
That's
to understand.
my baby right there.
Listen, you have to understand our position as well. We have to
Yeah,
investigate.
but when a mother come and just say, show me, just show me.
But the way you were acting, I couldn't.
I can't help it. That's my baby.
I understand.
Officer Colgrove.
You saying you're not saying they had guns, but y'all pulled your
Y'all
I know, because we don't know that. We do not know that.
Exactly. Y'all didn't. They didn't have. Y'all didn't see a gun, but y'all put guns on my kid. Y'all didn't see a gun, but y'all put guns on my kid. Y'all didn't see a gun, but y'all put guns on my kid.
In the black community, mothers are worried about their children getting home from school without being killed by a cop. What world are we living in? That doesn't happen.
She restrains a student. She says, "It doesn't effing matter. Get the F word away from me." She then uses the same expletives to say she'll shoot them all while grabbing her gun holster. The unnamed officer does not actually remove the gun from the holster. Students, having seen the video and heard the threatening words, having a lot to say about it.
I believe they're supposed to help us feel safe, not endangered.
And then when she pulled him to the side and then she put her hand on her gun, I kind of felt scared for the kids, because what if she actually put it out and shot? Because, you know, with most of the police brutality and all that stuff going on nowadays, you never know what these police officers could be thinking about.
In the black community, mothers are worried about their children getting home from school without being killed by a cop. What world are we living in? That doesn't happen.
Brace yourself for an outrageous moment. A sheriff's deputy escorting a middle school boy lifts and body slams him. A student who weighed 70 pounds body slams him twice. A school resource officer who's supposed to protect students. The family of the unidentified 11-year-old says the boy was knocked out.
When we first saw the video, we were stunned, we were shocked.
In the black community, mothers are worried about their children getting home from school without being killed by a cop. What world are we living in? That doesn't happen.
Breaking news here at 4. A school resource officer's gun accidentally went off inside a school cafeteria today. This happening at Waitman Middle School there in Wesley Chapel. Action Air 1 live over that school right now. An investigation is underway there, and within the next 15 minutes, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office will be giving us an update. But here's what we know so far, what we've confirmed. Deputies say that school resource officer was leaning against the cafeteria wall when his holstered duty-issued firearm went off into the wall behind him.
In the black community, mothers are worried about their children getting home from school without being killed by a cop.
Look at the bigger picture, y'all. What they do to us, and follow the roots, follow the natural resources, and follow the slaves. The descendants of the slaves is all I have to say. You come to your own conclusion.
So, for those Africans who want the same privileges, I always advise them.
Alert the people. There's a passage in the scripture that says, woe unto the watchman that sees danger coming and don't say nothing. Because then the blood of the people will be on their hands. But when the watchman on the wall proclaims and cries loud and spares not and lifts up their voice, as the scripture says, as a trumpet in Zion, to show the people what's happening, if the people still fall for it, then the blood is off of the watchman's hands. So today, as the watchman on the wall, it's my duty to inform y'all of some stuff that you might not know about. Do my best, Doc. Let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back approximately 40 years ago. Between the years of 1960 and 1964, an organization called the National Security Council. Have y'all ever heard of that before? I know you have, because we talk about national security memorandums. Well, the National Security Council developed a government program called the King Alfred Plan. This program actually details the arrest, detention, encampment, and extermination of the black and Hispanic or Latino population of this country. No other race of people have had a program written for them but the black, and of course in 1984 it was amended to include the Hispanic population.
Quadruple in New York. This is Hart Island, where the bodies of those with no known family are temporarily interred, some simply unable to.
He's glory on Tiny Macarado. Let's take it back a little when they gave us our freedom. Yeah, we thought everything would be okay. Never knew they operating the slavery. Misery and misery is what we see. Agony and pain is all we feel. In the rest, slavery is all we do. Even the Chinese trying to take over our lands, trying to steal our race and sea. Africa, we gon' rise up, get it strong back. Hey. In the red, slavery is what we do. General, oh yeah. If we can come together, blacks all over the world, we can conquer. With one voice, one mind, we can conquer this. so painful, one pity I will leave it. Oh, someday we gon' free. My brothers and sisters, let's rise up so we can win this race. We've been working a time, but they're depriving us from our rights. This is the right time for we to get up and take what's yours and mine. They've been fooling us, they're fighting us, trying to turn our back to each other. Enough is enough. Let's rise up cause we want. Yeah, yeah. In the red slavery is what we do. In general. Oh yeah. If we can come together, blacks all over the world, we can conquer. With one voice, one mind, we can conquer this. With one voice, one mind, someday we'll win. Yeah. Can't do this alone. I need you, my black brothers from all over the world. We need to join arms together and fight for our rights. One voice, one mind, one soul, one spirit. We can get it. Time to stop it. Yeah. Tiny McCollum. Thanks for the inspiration. It's Clarion.
Napoli, Tate, Giali, Funa, Napoli, Puma, Deve Sele, 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 Sele. Napoli, Tate, Giali, Funa, Napoli, Puma, Giali, Funa, Deve Sele.
Let my go! Let my hair go! Hey, y'all! Hey, hey, hey! Hey, y'all! Oh, my God! Hey! I didn't even know that was gone! Fuck your car! And fuck you too! It's okay. Somebody hit my car. He's trying to get fucking
my God. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Oh, my God. Look at this. Oh, my God. They got the kids fighting with them. Yeah.
That bitch almost
Oh, my God.
yeah. Oh no.
Some say never, but they never done come. Yeah, and took our trust. It's been winning, but the lovers ain't done. Yeah, not on my watch. Yeah, if that took all my rights away. Yeah, if that telling me how to pray. Yeah, if that won't let us demonstrate. Yeah, wrong. We are the lions. We are the chosen. We gonna shine out the dark. We are the movement. This generation. You better know who we are. Who we are. Yeah, if I some set fire when the fire was ice. No, and so the light. If that took all my rights away. Yeah, if that telling me how to pray. Yeah, if that all I was ever trained. Yeah, wrong. Well, living with going with pride. All of the lions will strive. Working so hard to unite. United we tired of life. Tired of life. We are the lions. We are the chosen. We gonna shine out the dark. We are the movement. This generation. You better know who we are. Oh, we are the
God's people go. We are the ones that are refusing to acknowledge that we do not value our black brothers and sisters as equal individuals.
Facts. A lot of people, you feel me? A lot of spaces they can't do it. I thought I was playing. I really thought I was playing. Come on, this is our neighborhood, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna show you how it's looking. Y'all thought we was playing, bro. Look at this. Y'all thought, yo, Mark, tell them they thought we was playing. Look, I'm gonna just show y'all for yourself.
Yeah, Jackie, ain't nobody trying to fight.
I know what it means. I done did his breakdown so many times. I'm telling you, Tupac got us, man. He got us, man. He got us. There's a lot of other brothers who broke it down a little more in depth than me. I'm back reincarnated as just a secret son. In all these new movies, you always see the guy who is the star. They think he's dead, but he's not. Okay, that's Gabriel. That's David. Ken also means kin. Okay? Ken Shiro is Ken. That's why he has the halo around his head on the bottom picture in a secretive way. Okay? The kid at the top, Ken. Okay? Now I'm going over a lot of decodes, so stay with me or just fast forward it. Who came to save the Ken kid in the Hidden movie son. Ken? Michael B. Jordan or Michael B. Borden. Michael B. Borden on his, what? Chariot. Whenever they bring a movie out or a commercial of Michael B. Jordan or they have him in the news, that means Archangel Michael is on his way, okay? The Lion of Christ, Purple Rain Prince, the key Negro hero is King David. 444. All right? The lightning. When you see that lightning in cartoons, it represents the storm gene or dormant DNA. Now, his name comes out the biblical Lord. He was really quick in the cartoon. He could punch you without, and you wouldn't see it. Quick, he was full of the breath of life, the Ruach. Okay? He was full of the breath of life, the Ruach. Now, pink sky represents who? Jahi's brother's king of all. Chosen one lives in Chicago. Now look, his brother's on that high horse. His brother's on a high horse. You see that? His brother's on a high horse. He's on the ground. His brother's on a horse. He's on the ground. His brother's on a horse. He's on the ground. I told you, Micaiah is the Air Force. I told you, David Gabriel is the what? The Army. I told you that. I told you. And they show you that in most movies and you never catch it. It's only one thing that leads to Zionists to worry about because they do the bidding of the fallen on the left side. That's the final war. That's it. All psyops are about the final war, in case you didn't know. Okay? Radiation, the reason for the season. Okay, that's a fact. Radiation is the reason for the season. All nations will bow to Israel. Comes out to 312. Ruach HaKodesh, Prince Jahi Johnson, right down to the radiation Prince Jahi Johnson, to the radiation prophet. And Zionists know who I am, and Gabriel is second in command. All right, and they show you that all the time. All right, the arc, 144 genes goes right down to radiation. Both of those guys are glowing up with radiation. Radiation is the weapon of all weapons. It controls nature. Everything is comprised of rainbows and particles and God particles. And like I said, it's all about the twin flames. You know Micaiah is on his way, but where is Elijah? Where's Elijah? I know where Elijah's at. All right, the twin flames, Jahi is Kenshiro. Oh, Jahi is Elijah. Okay, right down to Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, now, it's a reason I'm showing you this. Okay, because I'm actually showing you the war. This is the war. The one is in Chicago, blue and red. He's the one seed, the God seed. Okay, the least of the flock will draw them out. Once they see this guy's zone to their BS, they're going to speed things up. Okay, blue goes right down to 144 arc, Angel Jahi, all under Chicago. Now, you telling me that the Jesuits wrote the Bible, did all these number patterns? It doesn't make sense. First of all, they didn't speak Bantu and the ancient languages of the Bantuel. So we know that's a lie because the scripture is an ancient Bantu, Paleo. Nunchucks represent the rod of iron, the sons of God. The truth of the matter is the Most High had all this figured out before he let it loose. Okay? The two kicks, you see the X gene symbolism? That represents they're both Superman. I'm going to prove that. Okay. And I'm going over this also because somebody kept asking me to go over this. And it's just time that I do it. Now, the kingdom of God is full of cosmic radiation. Radiation Elohim, the Gamma Priest gene, the Bantu Cohen genes. This is the reason for New World Order. Anything you guys are saying outside of that, you're crazy. The government wants our rights. They want to control us. That is petty because those in charge of the real war are the fallen. Zionists are minions. And they're showing you in the damn cartoon that the guy who's doing all the troublemaking ain't from this damn world. He has celestial DNA. Been telling you that. And the Betelgeuse comet triggers him. Five shots. He's in the 312 and the 773. 2 Chicago area codes. All right? Jahi and the 144 will battle fallen angels. I'm going to show you the portals in Chicago. Angel Gabriel. We know who that is. Holy Ark Grill, Ark of the Covenant. The Holy Blood of Jesus. All under the 313. That's the royal family number. One of the numbers. Zionists know Co is David. Zionists know Co is David in Chicago. Write it out. It comes out to 144. Zionists know where COVID at. They know where he at. They don't call him David, though. They call him an alien. But we know that's just short for arch-alien or archangel. Call me an alien. What type of shit? I ain't no alien, man. Now, I just showed you Predator, right? Little Richard dead at 87. What was his song in? Let's go over it. Little Richard dead. Radiation Elohim. Lost Holy Grail. Little Richard dead. Come on, y'all. Now make the pictures like this so you can pause and read it yourself. Okay? Little Richard dead at 87. He was King David, the messenger angel. Come on, y'all. We show the consistency. There's no way I can just make this up and just start matching numbers. Because for one, I don't control these people dying. Okay? His son, Long Tall Sally, was in Predator. That was one of the famous songs in Predator. Now let's go over it, okay? There's a reason they put it up there. He was the famous singer who made Long Tall Sally. It was in Predator. All right? The True Prophet, the House of David, New Kingdom of God, Earth's radiation, one more again, y'all. The Holy Ghost, the Destroyer, that is the crown virus. Whoever can't receive the Holy Ghost, it's a virus unto you. That's why I killed the Egyptians. They were dirty, freaky ass people. Back then, you know, compared to the law that we had, that made us righteous gamma absorbers, the black gamma predators, the messenger angel, the gamma priest gene, the celestial water. Okay, now don't take that the wrong way, what I said about the Egyptians. What I'm saying is they couldn't receive because they didn't understand our laws, okay? The Predator, Son of Man, Protector, Eric Johnson, Human Sacrifice, 10 Phoenix, that's that magazine, Purple Rain. Little Richard dead at 87, or Little Richard 87, the Antichrist. So get ready for Obama to come back. Okay? Now, if he died by natural cause of blood sacrifices, it doesn't matter. Okay?
Excuse me, but you did say that she needs to go back to her country.
Now,
what kind
my
of...
girl Betty Rice
I
died.
believe Native Americans are
Excuse me, this is what this whole world...
White people are not from this country. Don't serve her. Yeah, you're not. Don't serve her racist.
You don't tell... No. Continue serving, continue serving.
You need to leave. You're not a part of this. You need to leave. You're not a part of this. No. No, you do not come in here and use the F word and swear and call me a B-I-T-C-H.
I never even said
I
that
said she is, and
I
you're not a
never
part
even
of
said
it.
that word.
So
You're
you
making
get out of
stuff
here.
up now.
I know. I said she is, and that's why she's leaving. So you will leave too.
No. This is going all over the internet. You don't know who I am. You told her to go back to her country where she's from.
That's assault.
Yeah.
You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
Where were you born? Where were you born? I was born in America. Where are your ancestors from? They're not from this country. You're going back to Mexico. You better go back to where you're from.
You just walked into her. Excuse me?
Hey, God!
Oh my God.
Yeah, you deserved it, in my opinion. Yeah, you pushed her and she smacked you. That was...
I'm gonna just record it this way. Yeah, there's more people on live telling me they slotted. Welcome to the real zoo. Yeah. Tell the looters they ain't coming over here. We waiting for them. Yup. Yeah. You're sorry. We out here. Y'all see this? Come on now.
Officers exhibited extraordinary restraint.
Passwords and all the lost identities and all the lost information, you know. And just the other day to help me out, to give me a better understanding and understanding, you know, the first thing that we can do is look up, you know, the value of your land, you know, go and learn about the resources and what can you do to interact on how to invest. You know, these things, these minerals are at the tip of your fingers. You are you are the true chosen. We have to learn how to understand this.
Djibouti is the first African country that has a Chinese police station. Can I ask you a question? If you are the president of Wakanda,
right?
You are a sovereign nation. I want to come and do business in your sovereign nation. Can you please tell me why you allow me to bring my own police? You are a sovereign nation. Part of being sovereign means what? You control the military. But Africa is letting China bring their own police. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The Chinese, as disrespect, and by the way, they are as disrespectful in Africa as they are here. So when you read these stories in New York about the sister being beat up in the nail salon,
yeah, I remember that. Yep.
They do the same thing in Africa. Yeah. Oh, the Chinese think they own it. Where you go, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Guess what? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. There's going to be a conflict. An African is going to get disrespected by a Chinese. It's going to turn into a group conflict. And the Chinese military is going to hurt one of our African brothers and sisters. It's going to turn into a civil war. Yeah. And then China going to send a whole army in. And they're going to colonize that whole country. And they're going to do just like America does. We just making your country safe for democracy.
With the coming of the long, hot summers, for 3 years America has had to face the tragic consequences of riots stemming from the slums of cities stretching right across the nation. Negroes claim they have waited long enough for equal rights. Militant leaders of some urge violence as the answer. This was one example.
They've been raised to believe, and by now they helplessly believe, that no matter how terrible their lives may be, and their lives have been quite terrible, and no matter how far they fall, no matter what disaster overtakes them, they have one enormous knowledge and consolation, which is like a heavenly revelation. At least they are not black. Now I suggest that of all the terrible things that can happen to a human being, that is one of the worst.
It was called the Red Summer of 1919, named for the blood that ran through America's cities during months of racial unrest. African-American soldiers had returned home from the Great War, World War I, to a country still teeming with discrimination. And in their quest for civil rights, tensions between blacks and whites reached a tipping point. Deadly race riots broke out in over 24 cities, but one rural town, Elaine, Arkansas, would become the epicenter for the bloodshed. The violence there, lynch mobs, torture, indiscriminate murder, was so horrific it would go down in history not as a race riot, but as the Elaine Massacre. This is history. Dark history. In a system called sharecropping, farmers provided landowners with labor for a share of crops produced, but the system was rigged. Sharecroppers were often kept in perpetual debt.
One black sharecropper raised $500 worth of cotton, and his landlord told him, "Yeah, but you used $697 worth of supplies, so you owe me money."
For roughly 50 years, the system went unchecked. In the fall of 1918, a black man from Arkansas had had enough. Robert Hill had decided to form a union to represent sharecroppers. It was a dangerous decision, and one that would set off a chain of events involving mass murder, torture, and a landmark Supreme Court ruling. But first, he would need to organize.
In his message, Hill was pretty simple and direct. Why is it that we cannot have fair payment for the honest and hard work we do?
Despite the inherent risk involved with challenging whites,
And while they're having this discussion, a car rolls up the road.
2 white men were in the car.
By one account, one of the white men in the car said, "You all get away from there." And shortly thereafter, a shot was fired.
Though it remains unclear who fired first, a barrage of gunfire broke out. One of the white men was killed almost instantly. The rumor of a black uprising spread in a matter of hours. The idea of a sharecropper rebellion conveniently played into the hands of landowners who did not want their sharecropping practices scrutinized. They did all they could, as quickly as they could, to sound alarms that black farmers were out for white blood. Posses of white men were sent to find, detain, and kill the offenders.
You see houses being attacked, black-owned homes being ransacked.
The black school was burnt, notable families were killed.
Black women and children have to go literally hide out in the woods because many of these people are indiscriminately shooting at African American women and their children. Shooting at African American women and their children. Shooting at African American women and their children.
Isn't 400 years enough? 400 years, at least 3 wars. The American soil is full of the corpses of my ancestors. Why is my freedom or my citizenship or my right to live there, how is it conceivably a question now?
Greenwood was populated exclusively by African Americans, many of whom were very prosperous and ran successful businesses. Because of Jim Crow laws, Greenwood's residents weren't able to shop at white-owned businesses in Tulsa. Now, 100 years ago, Greenwood had its own hospital, many doctors, including a nationally renowned surgeon, a library, schools, hotels, theaters, and a whole lot more. What followed was mayhem. White Tulsans who didn't have guns stole guns and ammunition from gun shops or hardware stores, and they headed for Greenwood. Greenwood, a symbol of black progress, was burned to the ground completely. More than 20 black churches, a hospital, a funeral home, a school, a theater, doctors' and lawyers' offices, hotels, grocery stores, restaurants, and hundreds of homes, more than 1,000 structures, were all completely destroyed.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with their great substance.
Now when our game starts running, and after all, baby, we have survived the roughest game in the history of the world. Yeah. You know, we really have. No matter what we say against ourselves, you know, no matter what our limits and hang-ups are, you know, we have come through something, you know.
Between 1882 and 1968, there were almost 5,000 known lynchings spread across more than 40 states. Experts agree that there were undoubtedly more, maybe thousands more. Almost 3/4 of the people who were lynched were African American. Think about what's involved in this. Lynching was murder carried out by a mob, and often with the cooperation of law enforcement. If law enforcement didn't actively participate, and there were times the law couldn't prevent a mob from doing what it wanted to do, law enforcement officers often refused to try to prevent the murder and were complicit in what went on.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge.
And the love that you have for each other is being to be destroyed hour by hour and day by day. It's not her fault, it's not your fault, but there it goes because the pressures under which you live are inhuman. The pressures under which you live are inhuman. The pressures under which you live are inhuman.
To a little ass kid. His parents should be here. You guys shouldn't be touching on him like that.
My parents should be here. What is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? Stop fucking it. I don't spit on me. That's it? Yeah, I spit on you. How you like that shit?
Hey, watch out. Watch out, don't be choking him like that. What are you doing? Get your fucking hands off his neck, bro. What are you doing? Get your fucking hands off his neck. You can't be doing that shit.
Get back, sir!
Yo, don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Back up!
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
I will arrest you for...
Don't touch me! For what? For what?
For my scene,
For
dude.
what? For what? What can you arrest me for? For what? What can you arrest me for? What the hell? Don't touch me, please.
Stay back.
I'm asking you, please don't touch me. You're not a cop. Don't touch me. Please, don't touch me. You're not a cop.
Just need you to stay back, that's
I'm
all.
asking you what
you can record from a distance.
Okay.
Okay? I just need you to keep your distance. Plain and simple.
Look at that. Look at that.
I don't mind if you record.
Police brutality. Excuse me, sir. No, I'm not going to do anything.
I know, just stay back up.
You're right, you're right.
Just so we have this.
You're right, so I'm not going to do nothing. You know, I know. I'm not doing nothing for the cops. I mean, come on, that's...
No rights. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
I'm going around this area, all right, sir?
Try to keep some distance.
Yeah, so you can come over here.
I just don't want you getting hurt.
Yeah. All this for a little kid, bro. All this for a little kid. All this for a little kid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just saw your car. You're good. Don't come any closer. Stay back there.
Oh, I know you.
Hey, dude, go back.
Isaiah!
We don't mind you for report, okay? Don't mind at all.
No,
Just-
bro,
just-
why y'all putting a
just-
bag over his face, bro?
Just stand back a little bit. Back up. Bitch. You can record from over there, okay?
Hey, what happened?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Give some space. That's all we're asking.
Isaiah, bro, stop resisting, bro. Stay on the fucking floor. No, stop. Take this bag off my head. I'm fucking irritated right now. Take this bag off my hair.
He's not spitting. Yeah, exactly.
Reagan, along with the ex-director of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, Louis Goffredo, proposed this amendment in 1984, on April 6th of 1984, and hence you have the additional code name Rex 84. It's important that you understand, brothers and sisters, why this program has been put in place. You need to understand the drastic measures that have been strategically designed for our destruction. It's important that you understand, brothers and sisters, why this program has been put in place. You need to understand the drastic measures that have been strategically designed for our destruction. Let's see what's going to happen here. They didn't write this, brothers and sisters, without a plan to make it happen. Let me say that one more time. They did not go through the trouble of writing this without a plan to pull it off. The King Alfred Plan, the United States of America King Alfred Plan, code named Rex 84. Here's what it says, and I'm going to read quickly. In the event of widespread and continuing and coordinated racial disturbances in the United States, King Alfred, at the discretion of the president, underline that and then look at the person next and say, this is why no black man can be the president. You got to understand, people, this program was written for black people. They ain't gonna, hey, listen, I don't know, what's Secretary of State's name? Colin Powell. I don't know. He seems to be a little disgruntled, but when you got people like that supporting the white agenda, you know, it makes you wonder. They might be able to put somebody who looks black in the Oval Office. It says, at the discretion of the president, King Alfred is to be put into action when? In other words, when the president of the United States, not Congress, not the House, not the Senate, not the House of Representatives, not the Senate, when the president declares this emergency, it's to be implemented immediately. Participating federal agencies, what are they? National Security Council, what else? Central Intelligence Agency, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Justice, Department of Defense, Department of Interior. Participating state agencies, what are they? National Guard units, state police. Participating local agencies are what? City police and county police, that's right. Now, one of the things you need to understand, brothers, let me make this notation before we read further. In addition to the law enforcement agencies that we just mentioned, in 1982, there was a guy named Oliver North. Y'all have heard of him, right? Oliver North and Ronald Reagan got together, and the two of them amended the King Alfred Plan. And their amendment became known as Rex 84 because it was signed by Ronald Reagan in 1984. Now, the original plan was signed by Lyndon Baines Johnson, but Ronald Reagan amended it to include the Hispanic population. Originally, it was, what we're going to read, it was just written for blacks. But in 1984, Oliver North and Ronald Reagan amended it to include the Hispanic and Latino population. What's really deep, brothers and sisters, is this. The neo-Nazi groups, this is all a part of the amendment in 1984, the neo-Nazi groups in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, along with state militia groups like the Missouri militia, the Michigan militia, the Minnesota militia, all of these white paramilitary groups that have their training grounds out in the woods and stuff that y'all, I'm sure y'all know about that, right? I hope you know about that. Well, the amendment in 1984 was written to include them automatically being deputized when the president declares the emergency. And all of these other groups will be deputized by the federal government to round up blacks and Hispanics for encampment. This is not good news, brothers and sisters. I'm not here to make you feel good today. I'm here to make you aware today. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Now, brothers and sisters, if y'all are thinking for a moment that there's going to be worldwide empathy or sympathy for us, don't think that. Now, I'm going to tell you why I say that, y'all. Because y'all remember when James Baker was Secretary of State? Well, James Baker developed a policy with Russia and Canada. These other governments have created what's called a United States European base to exterminate blacks and Latinos in Africa, South America, the East and West Indies, Cuba, and Puerto Rico. I mean, they're working. Why? Why are we targeted? Think about that. I mean, they're working. Why? Why are we targeted? Think about that.
50-year-old Walter Scott, he's the guy in the green shirt running away from Officer Michael Slager. The officer fires 8 times. You heard the gunfire there. Scott falls to the ground. Slager then walks up to Scott, handcuffs him before backup arrives. Now, this confrontation started as a traffic stop.
We taking it to the fucking streets.
He ain't deserve that.
That's right.
He ain't deserve that.
I was like, tell me why you came in my house like that. You killed my grandbaby. You killed her and you tried to blame me. You know I never touched you, Mr. Weekly. You know I never touched you. You know you wrong. You know you wrong. You wrong. You wrong. She was only 7 years old. She was only a baby, man. She was sleeping and I told y'all, let me get my granddaughter. And y'all didn't even give me a chance. Why y'all do this to me? I get no sleep. I'm sick. I'm sick as hell. I get no sleep. The flashbacks, I wouldn't wish them on nobody in the world, not even you. I wouldn't wish this on no one. in the world that have to watch their 7-year-old granddaughter get their brains blown. By the people that supposed to protect and serve her. You the brain. I watched these shorts. What? You the brain. You the first one in.
This is not normal, people. This is sad. It's sad, you know, because we're looking at an impending doom, the end. That is what we're looking at right there. You know, people is not understanding that their time is up. It's over. You know, and you know what goes to my mind like right now? I love everybody. I love people. That's what goes to my mind. Like, here this dude said he loves people. I don't like bad conduct. If people can conduct themselves kindly, it'll be most appreciated. You know, I don't like lies and deceptions and falsehood. If anybody will look at these closely, these things are turning. If anybody would take the time and just zoom in on these, they are spinning in the air. You know, they are not UFOs. They are not God's chariots coming to pick you up. I want to remind everybody that God said over and over again that a fire devours before his coming. And I can almost swear to God to you, that is what's going to get you right there. I have dreamt about that, you know, and basically now we seeing what I dreamed about in the sky. There, that glow right there, man. You know, I believe, you don't have to believe, I believe a large, huge red planet called Planet Hell is behind that. You can say it's plasma, whatever gets you through the night. But I want to say this. I love everybody, man. Because God, when he created everything, he said he looked at his creation, whether it was angels, devils, humans, animals, the planets, still, water, anything. He said it was good. He looked at his creation and it was good because he is the creator. Nobody else created anything. And I want to say thank you to the people who support and help this channel.
Some set fire when the fire was ice. No, I told a lie. If that took all my rights away, yeah. If that telling me how to pray, yeah. If that telling us how to sway, yeah. Oh, well, living the go with pride. All of the lions we died. Working so hard to unite. United we tired of life, tired of life. We are the lions, we are the chosen. We're gonna shine out the door. We are the movement, this generation. You better know who we are. Oh, we are the lions, we are the chosen. We're gonna shine out the door. Yeah, we are the movement, this generation. You better know who we are. Oh, we are the lions, we are the chosen. We're gonna shine out the door. We are the movement, this generation.
Live for now is what these motherfuckers are telling you. Period. Yep, it's your girl, The Talk with Tiny. And every time I put these pics on the screen, I want you to really, really, really think about this. Okay? Everything you see on this screen It's not a coincidence, okay? It is not a coincidence, okay? And y'all be out here deceiving others. That is a trend. In fact, that's the biggest sin of it all. One slave leading another slave, and a never-ending slave proposition. Okay? The shit we had to endure, you know, and we still, and they ready to take us on, y'all. They are not playing with us. But you know what? The Most High ain't playing with them. That's how that goes. And that's what you can see. The time that we are living in, yes, it's different this time. It's a little different this time. I think, in fact, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Because the only thing that we can do is unrattle this shit and reverse their garbage. Reverse it. Whatever they have done, we have to do, but better, in a righteous way. And we have to be free in our mind. Undo what they have done to our brains. That's the only way out. Get out while you can. Right? That's what they're running around here saying, get out. They even did a movie, Get Out. You know? It is what it is, though, right?
Biblical prophet, he's in a 312. So you got to know what to look for in these movies. And I'm just randomly moving around. Jahi, the Holy Lineage in Chicago. Jahi, Archangel, death in Chicago, right? Archangel. And that definitely was Michael. And Michael have radiation. He has control over everything. So he was just giving out new bodies when he felt like it. The chosen Messiah lives in Chicago. Michael wants his brother Gabriel. Period. Numbers are transdimensional. They do not lie. They carry a vibration. Okay? Ironically, Obama and the microchips show up when UFO activity and radiation increases. Ain't that a blip? I mean, like simultaneously. Everybody starts seeing UFOs when they were quarantining. So Jahi is the second anointed king, right? Gabriel's drumming, Michael's boarding. So Gabriel's drumming, Gabriel's in charge of drumming, Michael's in charge of boarding. Jahi, Antichrist, Barack Obama. All line up. Gabriel's drumming and Michael's boarding, right? Look how much they line up. And that's when he was supposed to come back up, right? When Gabriel wakes up and Michael starts flying. Get Barack Obama in there. Antichrist goes right back to the 312. And the 144, because that's who he's designed for. Right? He's going to do war with the 144 with the help of the portals. Another side note, Obama understands it's Independence Day for the Saiyan monkeys. Gamma radiation, Angel Gabriel, King of Israel, Independence Day. Because gamma radiation coming. What you going to do against somebody that controls nature? Nothing. Nothing. Run. Independence Day, I am the Phoenix. Key of Lord, monkeys. Key of Lord, monkeys. Think about that. The key of the Lord is a monkey. Or monk. Pink equals Jahi, right? 144 king. Also Holy Grail, Chicago native King David. All right, ceremony will always go back to the hidden sun. Ruach HaKodesh, arrival of God, the Son of God, Independence Day, destroyer of worlds, the bloodline of David, Phoenix King of Judah. All right. Independence. All right. 98, Israelite, Fallen Blood, 144 X-Men. Okay? I'm just showing you what the Independence Day mean. All right, I showed you before, but I'm going to try to break down as much stuff as I can. Maybe I know it's a little random, but I got to get it off my chest. The presence of God, eternal Lord, day, Bible. That's what day. Everything means something. Independence Day collectively, and you got to separate the words. The presence of God, eternal day. Now, Dragon Ball comes out to 86. So does Gamma Wave and Chicago David. Think about that. Goku, Angel Gabriel, Kojo, King of Israel, Angel Gabriel, Key of David, Jai. All right. I told you Chicago was ground zero for New Order. The new King David lives in Chicago. All right. X Genes in 312. All right. Gabriel's promotion. All right. Elijah, Enoch, Gohan, goes down to Enoch, King D, back to who? Gohan, Enoch, Elijah. Goku, Gohan, Goten, the throne of God. I showed you that already, but I'm showing you again because now I'm kind of going more in depth into what Dragon Ball means. Okay. Now, if you look at the three characters or the family members, who do they resemble? The two twin witnesses and the father. Okay, they just switched it up a little bit. Goku and Gohan. They come right out to who? Haya, Yahi. Elohim, David clone, I'm coming to get Jahi.
Right before this all happened, somebody gave me a gift. I got a bracelet. It says breathe. Breathe. Because many times we come in rooms where we just can't breathe. And then to see George Floyd, he is a representation that people feel our breath has been taken away. And we got to get
the time to develop the effective vaccines, because that's very much important. It's the first priority, not only for China, but for all the countries in the world, to find these vaccines to save more lives. So once the development and the deployment of the vaccine in China completed, we pledged to offer this vaccine as a global public good for the entire world, especially for the developing countries, for Africa.
The Chinese government pledged about $2 billion in aid for the next 2 years. However, the country has been criticized and accused by some Western countries of not being transparent and timelessly sharing information relating to the origins of the virus. The Chinese ambassador to Namibia, however, dismissed these allegations as attempts to politicize the coronavirus outbreak.
They are trying every possible means to stigmatizing China or shift their own responsibilities to others, to China, for their own hidden agenda, because of the election year or because of other reasons, which is not the right way to do, because what they are doing neither helpful for their own country to focus or concentrate on the fighting against the spread of the coronavirus.
China is insisting that efforts to contain the spread of the virus be led by the World Health Organization, supported by member states. Blanche Oreses, NBC News.
It's the time to develop the effective vaccines, because that's very much important. It's the first priority, not only for China, but for all the countries in the world, to find these vaccines to save more lives. So once the development and the deployment of the vaccine in China completed, we pledged to offer this vaccine as a global public good for the entire world, especially for the developing countries, for Africa.
The Chinese government pledged about $2 billion in aid for the next 2 years. However, the country has been criticized and accused by some Western countries of not being transparent and timeously sharing information relating to the origins of the virus. The Chinese ambassador to Namibia, however, dismissed the...
Let's look at America. We brought blacks into this country as slaves. We never intended them to be anything other than a slave. But they began to grow in number and in power, and eventually they fought their way to some freedom. So we became even more cruel, and to keep our black Americans down, we lynched. But yet they rose. So then we used the welfare system, the criminal justice system, to keep them down, to contain them, to destroy them. But yet they rose, and they're rising. Then we built prisons and jails to hold them. Yet they rose. And so now we are doing exactly what the Pharaoh did at the end, sending out a decree: kill them. So until we admit that when we wrote this Constitution that all men are created equal, that we never intended to include our black brothers and sisters,
Clarion, yeah, yeah. Tiny Mikado.
It's Super Kill Sound Maker.
It all started in the Bible, Deuteronomy 28. King James Version, you can check it. We're from Israelite. Oh yeah, and it shall come to pass. African slavery was made legal in the Spanish Caribbean in 1501. Slaving our mothers, our fathers, and some lost their lives. Many heroes died during the process. Puerto Ricans are part of Africans. They're trying to tear us apart, brainwash us, but we still Africans. Black is beautiful, it's beautiful. Black is original. Black is beautiful. Hey, yeah. Black is beautiful, it's beautiful. Black is original. Black is beautiful, yeah. Oh, yeah. Our skin is the weapon that they fear. They see us as a competitor for the long run with the Hebrews from Israelite. Yeah. They're trying to paint it black and red. They're trying to make us lose our way. But we the God-chosen people. We gon' make it, we gon' bring it back home. Africa, we gon' get the throne back. Oh yeah, it's a walking process. We black and we beautiful. We strong, we not gonna stop. Black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Black is original. Yeah, yeah. Black is beautiful. Hey, yeah. Black is beautiful. Beautiful, intelligent. Black is original. Black is beautiful. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm black and I'm proud of who I am. I'm black doesn't mean I'm daft. Blacks are intelligent, hardworking and diligent. Oh, yeah, yeah. Put all the colors in this world together. All that we give you is black. And I'm proud to say I'm black. I'm proud of who I am. They try to isolate us, but
you know, it's not about, can you imagine
to the world, but
just like that, you know, and it's not about, this is a big thing, this is very troubling, you know, even for the diasporas abroad, you know, we want you to know that we are with you in spirit and in truth, and, you know, just to know the hidden ones, you know, the hidden information is coming to pass.
Thank you. Black is beautiful. I'm proud I'm black. Black is original.
Pay for a funeral.
Black is beautiful.
On the 7 line, more signs of the cruel inequity of COVID-19. Many of the passengers are black and Hispanic. New data suggests they're twice as likely to die from the virus than white people.
Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming. Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population.
So you can take the bag off of his head if he's not spitting, right?
They just don't want to risk it.
Why don't I go? And I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to go anywhere.
So, my man, for the bag that's there.
Why we always fail to see the truth?
Then what do you mean you know? Call his parents. You can't do that. You can't do it. Well, what's your name? Hey. What's your name?
Yeah. Why are we selling out our rights? Why can't we come together as one? Why don't we know we're kings and queens? So you want to fly, yeah. Why don't we know we got the royal blood inside of us? Because we're original blacks. Why? Listen to your soul cry. Why? Crying for freedom. Why? Why?
Don't support the phonies. Support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities?
Tupac Shakur. Yeah. I wish I could turn back the hands of time. but I guess it's not too late. I wish I could correct the wrongs. Say this dream is real. We need to put our hands together. We can achieve greatness. Get away from. We can make it if we try. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Don't fake it, yeah. It's a real movement, yeah.
We're privileged to be welcomed in the home of the former African Union Ambassador to the U.S., Dr. Arikana Jombore-Ko. We will be discussing development.
Something that simple. We are unable to accomplish it because when you go to that boardroom table with a colonized mind, your thinking is colonized, the outcome is colonized. It is sickening. Even as I sit here, speaking as an ambassador, but also speaking as an African, to see the obvious situations, a brick that needs to be moved from point A to point B. Well, guess what? It's got to go all the way to Z and then back before it gets to B. What is wrong with this?
You need to phone people to bring your documentation to show to us and prove to us that you're legally in South Africa. Which one was it? How did you come to South Africa? These people.
Decide now at this age, they will determine.
Has you got a passport? Where did you get the ID from?
A proper, a solid,
you don't know. But he's got a South African ID.
And I want to suggest
where did you get the ID?
that should be.
You know, I don't understand one thing. These people can't speak English and they can't speak any. Whoa. They can't speak English, they can't speak any of our other languages, but they're in possession of a driver's license of our country, they're in possession of documents. How did they apply for these things?
That you are nobody. Always
the Chinese made it. Where did they make it? We have a friend that...
Basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence.
When did this gentleman came to South Africa? Ask him.
他问你什么时候来的，是吧？
我要来的10月的。两天。
So you see this Chinese.
We're together. The test and the driving, but you never did. Okay, that's fine.
What are you gonna do? Okay, wait. What are you gonna do now?
Ma'am, we need to take this vehicle in and we need to check all these people's documentation if they're legal in South Africa.
Yeah. So, and we are telling we are civil guys.
Huh? Do you still have his license?
No.
Yeah. Okay, what's going to happen now, ma'am? You say the car's on your name. Okay. We need to verify your documentation if you're all legal in South Africa. So we're going to take you to SAPS here at Langlaagte, where we're going to verify everything. Okay.
Guidelines and mixed messages, leaving the cops on the street corners to fend for ourselves. Nobody has the right to interfere with the police action, but now that the backlash has arrived, they are once again throwing us under the bus. This is some...
Like, share, subscribe. my freaking voice is hoarse for cursing mofos out. You figure deal me. We out here. We in full effect. It's me, your girl, to talk with Tiny. Like, share, subscribe. You already know. Don't start nothing they won't